Welcome back to my channel. I am really excited today to be bringing you a flow class. It's been a while, and I, in my practice, struggle most with hamstrings. So my hamstrings are the most stubborn area in my body. I can back bend for hours, days, weeks. But when it comes to my hamstrings, they're just a part of me that no matter how much I practice, it just, for some reason, just never gets easier. It's always a struggle. So I'm gonna do a flow today that I love doing, that isn't too intense and definitely wakes up my hamstrings and gets them active and also lengthens the muscle a lot. So yeah, let's get started. It's gonna be a nice short flow. With hamstrings, you might need to grab 2 blocks and maybe even a strap if you are really tight in the backs of your legs and if you haven't done a lot of hamstring work. So blocks always, for me, are something I use, or a prop that I use when I'm working on the hamstring area or opening up through the back body. And so if you don't have them, don't worry, you can grab maybe some block or some books. I would definitely advise investing in some yoga blocks. Come to the front of your mat. Set up your feet about hip width distance. So the feet want to be like they're creating the number 11. So pointing directly forward, not toes out or in. And we're going to begin in a forward fold. So I'd like you just to come all the way forward and down. Take a generous bend in your knees and bring opposite hand to opposite elbow. So just allowing the body here to hang heavy over the thighs. Draw your lower belly up and in. Maybe you lift all 10 toes slightly away from the mat. Feel the balls of your feet ground down, the arches of your feet activate. And immediately as I lift my toes, I start to feel the backs of my legs waking up a little bit, the front of my quads as well activating slightly. And as the arches of my feet lift a little bit, I notice as well the inner thighs, the adductor muscles, start to signal. So just imagining more weight through your elbows, really visualize length through your side body. Again, like I said, a generous bend in the knees does not mean you are not stretching your hamstrings. Often for a lot of us who hyperextend, when you lock out your legs or straighten your leg, you're actually not getting a lot in the backs of the legs. You're bringing pressure into the lower back. So really trying here to bring the length into the lower back, sit bones lifting. And you should feel that sensation in your glute area, in your hamstring area. Okay, and then releasing your hands, you're going to toe your feet out just a little bit wider. The toes still point forward, but the feet are wider than hip width. Again, just allowing your body to hang freely here. Maybe a slight lift of your lower belly up and in. Maybe you start to straighten into the legs a tiny bit. But still, I'd like everyone to keep a little bend in the knees. Again, just visualizing more length through your upper body. So elbows heavy, being drawn down toward your mat. I'm already starting to get a little bit of pins and needles sensation here. So if you're feeling quite overwhelmed or an intense feeling in the backs of the legs, you are not alone. Notice your breath and see if you can breathe a little bit deeper. Really allow the cheeks to be heavy. And slowly fingertips to the mat. Lengthen your spine forward. One more time to feel your feet out almost as wide as your mat. And again, a little bend in your knees, opposite hand, opposite elbow, maybe opposite hand in front. And again, just allow the weight of your body to do the work for you here. So you're really just exaggerating the weight of your upper body, exaggerating the grounding of your feet, and the lift of your sit bones. Even if the adjustments don't look very exaggerative, if they don't look very noticeable, even a micro adjustment can make all the difference, can make you feel the pose that bit more. So really trying to shift just a tiny bit more weight into the balls of your feet. Notice your breath, breathe deeper. At the bottom of your exhale, really trying to squeeze the stellar out. And then slowly release the fingertips. Toe heel your feet all the way back in toward each other. So the big toes are going to touch. We're going to inhale to a flat back lengthen. Exhale, as you fold, you're going to bring your hands either to the mat or to blocks. So we're going to keep the inner knee squeezing together and hug our right heel toward our right glute. So again, I want your left leg to remain slightly bent if you need to. Of course, if you don't mind, you can lock out the leg, but I prefer you to feel it in the hamstring rather than straining in the knee. Make sure your right inner knee is touching your left inner knee so that your hips stay square, and then you're going to try it and fold a little bit deeper over the left leg. Really squeeze the right heel toward the glutes. Hold and breathe for 5. Shift weight forward into the hands slightly for 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the right foot down. Just find a little bit of length. Look forward. Inhale. Exhale. Fold forward and hug your left heel toward your left glute. Again, inner knee squeezing together so that we do not allow our hips to become misaligned. A little bit of weight forward in the ball of your right foot. A little bit of weight forward into the hands slightly. For 5, 4, tuck the chin. 3, forehead to chin. 2, 1, and release left foot down. Whew. Inhale, lengthen. Flat back, exhale, fold. Plant your palms and step back into plank. Inhale in your plank. Exhale, lower with control to the belly. Feel free to drop your knees as you do that. And then from here, just to contract our hamstrings slightly, you're going to ground through the tops of the toes. Inhale, lift the heart. Baby cobra. Exhale, release. Push up onto the knees. So come all the way up into a tabletop position. For this tabletop, I'd like you to bring your inner knees to touch again. We're going to inhale to an arching spine. So cow belly in your spine. Exhale, round. Push the mat away. Cat. Inhale, arch. This time you're going to lift your heels toward your glutes. So you're just on the knee points, lift the gaze. Exhale, tops of feet down. Push the mat away. Round into the back for a cat. Again, inhale, squeeze the heels toward your glutes as you lift your chest, belly down, chest forward. Exhale, round in the back as you release tops of feet down. Squeeze the stellar out. One more time, inhale, arch your spine, shoulders away from ears, heels to butt. Engage your hamstrings. Exhale, tops of feet down, push the mat away. Really nice. Okay, from here, come to a neutral spine. You can bring your knees about hip width distance. And we're going to get started into our flow. So I'd like you to come to first downward facing dog. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back. Spread the fingers wide. Make sure it's either index finger or middle finger pointing forward. Wrap your triceps in, but stay grounded through inner and outer hands. Check that your heels are hidden behind your toes. So we've already woken up the hamstrings quite a lot here. So noticing whether you can straighten the legs or maybe you still need that little bend in the knees in order to keep the length through the spine. Rib cage in, chest back, breathing here. And then from here, you're going to step your feet in toward each other. So inner feet touch again. Stretch your right leg all the way back and up. Inhale, keep your hips closed. Keep your right toe pointing down, engaging your right glutes. And then slowly, knee to nose, you're going to shift forward, hug your right thigh in towards your belly, look forward, and step the right foot through between the hands. Drop your left knee down. For low lunge, you're going to float the arms all the way up. For this first round, we're going to just take it a little bit slower. I'd like you to root down into that right heel, and imagine you're dragging that right heel back along your mat. I'm hoping that as you visualize that, as you try to ground and drag back, that you feel your right hamstring light up a little bit. Holding it here for 5. Lift your lower belly up and in for 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to inhale one more time. Lift up through the fingertips. Exhale. Shift it back. Straighten your right leg and flex your right foot. Arms back by your hips. So here, maybe that's too much when you bring the fingertips to the mat or to blocks. Come all the way back up again. Lean forward, lunge forward. Inhale, arms lift. Dragging that right heel back. Activate the right hamstring. Exhale, shift it back. Flex the right foot. Engage your right quad. And again, one more time. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, shift it back. Flex the right foot and fold. Inhale, low lunge, arms lift. Exhale, fingertips find your mat. Step it back into downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward plank. Exhale, lower with control, either halfway or to the belly. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the feet together in the back of your mat. Inhale, float left leg to the sky. Try to keep your hips square. Try to point your left toes down, foot flexed. And then step the left foot through between the hands. Hug the thigh to the belly, knee to nose. Look forward, step the left foot all the way forward. Drop your right knee. Immediately try to ground your left heel and drag the left heel back. Visualizing that dragging back sensation without the foot actually moving. Arms overhead for low lunge. So you should feel a little stretch in your right hip flexor. If you need to widen the distance between right knee and left heel, you can. But I want you to focus on left heel pushing down into your mat and almost like it's dragging back along the mat. Inhale here, and as you exhale, you're going to shift it back, straighten the left leg, flex the left foot, engage your left quad a lot. Inhale, come forward, arms up. Breathe in, exhale, shift back nice and slow with your back breath, engage the left quad. One more time, inhale, come forward. Again, try to visualize that dragging back sensation. Exhale, shift it back. Feel free to find hands on mat or buttocks. Inhale, low lunge, arms lift. Exhale, hands find your mat, downward facing dog, stepping it back. Inhale, from down dog, roll it forward, plank, shoulders over the wrist. Exhale, lower with control. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Open the chest, exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, so from here we're going to move through a little bit more of a heated standing flow. Step your feet together at the back of the mat. Inhale, float the right leg up, keep the hips square, keep the right toe pointing down, shoulders square. Exhale, step the right foot through, hug the thigh to the belly as you bring right foot all the way forward. Drop your left knee down, inhale into that low lunge, drag the right heel back, activate the right hamstring. Exhale, shift it back into your half split, flex the right foot, engage the right quad. Inhale, low lunge, arms lift. Exhale, hands find your mat. We're coming into a standing split. So you're going to lift your left knee. You're going to fold over the right leg. So you can come forward. You can use blocks here if you want. We're going to shift forward. Left leg lifts. Maybe your right hand finds the back of your right calf or ankle. Fold it forward. Tuck the chin toward the chest. Weight forward into the left hand, or if both hands are on blocks, into both hands. Make sure that you are not compromising the lack of space in your hamstring and opening that left hip. Try to keep the hips as square as possible. And then inhale, look forward. Exhale, step the left foot back halfway for pyramid fold. So you're going to ground into the left heel, both legs straight here. Again, you can prop your hands up on blocks here if you're rounding a lot in the spine. Better to bring the mat toward you than struggle to touch the mat. Inhale, find length. If you need right thumb to right hip crease, push it back slightly. And exhale, fold forward over the right thigh, engaging the right glute. So really strong here through the right front thigh. Pull your lower belly up and then shoulders away from ears. And folding softly over your right thigh. Breathing deeply. Inhale, flat back. Look forward, lengthen your gaze. Bring the left hand either to the inside of your right foot or to the outside of your right foot. I'm going to use a block on the inside of the right foot. I have a longer torso more so than the portion of my leg. So I'm going to bring my left hand slightly forward of the right foot, directly underneath my left shoulder. I'm going to bring my right thumb to my right hip first, push it back, find that space between belly and thigh, and then either bring your right palm flat on your back to get that shelf position or check in with that shelf position, or bring the right arm to the sky. Hold it here, engage your right quad for 5. Lift your lower belly up and in for 4. Crown of head extends forward for 3. Rib cage in, ground through your feet, legs are your base, strong for 2. 1, and right hand down, well done. Release the block out to one side, plant into your palms, go to a 3-legged dog. So you can step the left foot back slightly, lift the right leg all the way up, keep your hips square. From here, we're going to walk our hands toward the back of our mat. Into standing split to the back of our mat now. So really trying to bring the weight over the left leg, holding it here for 5. This is going to warm you up for the next side for 4. Weight forward and down. 3, 2, 1. And look forward. Walk the hands to the front of your mat. Release downward facing dog. Right foot down. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, lower with control elbows. Hug your side body. Inhale, contract your hamstrings. Engage your quads. Lower belly up and in. Downward dog. Lift your hips. Sorry, sometimes I get a little bit serious in these flows, so I don't mean to be. This is meant to be fun, even if it's challenging. Okay, well done. Step your feet together at the back of the mat. Inhale, float the left leg high. Keep the hips square. Keep that left toe pointing down. Exhale, step the left up through, nice and controlled between the hands. Drop your right knee. Imagine, visualize left heel pushing down, driving back. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half splits variation. Shift back. Flex the left foot. Inhale, low lunge again. Strong through your core. Exhale, hands to mat. Lift your right knee. And we're coming into that standing split to the front of our mat. So I'm just going to slide my left foot back a little bit. And bring the weight forward into the left leg, folding over your left leg. So it's actually already been here, which is great. Hopefully it's feeling a little bit familiar. Not so overwhelming. Bring the weight forward over the left leg. By no means do both legs have to be straight. You'll see how tight I am in my hamstrings, that I really do not have that right leg lifted very high, but I'm trying to hug my right femur bone into its socket and locating the feeling behind the left leg. If you want to bring left hand behind the ankle to deepen the fold, you can. And then inhale, look forward, step the right foot back halfway. For our pyramid fold, so again, hands can be on the blocks here, they can be on the mat. Our right toe is out at a small angle, left toe points directly forward. Both legs straight, contract your left quad. Again, if you want, you can lift the toes and notice how that feels in the left leg. Fold forward and down. Again, the more you contract or engage the quadricep muscles, the front of your thighs, the more space your hamstrings are going to have to lengthen. Try to lift your lower belly up and in. Try to focus on your breath, grounding into the right heel to really get that back leg working for you. For 3, hold 2, 1, lengthen forward. I'm going to grab my block. I'm bringing it to the inside of my left foot. Push my right hand down into the mat. You can also bring it to the outside of the left foot on any level of the block. Bring your left thumb to your left hip crease and push the left hip back. You'll notice that maybe you weren't in the right alignment before, but now you're feeling it in the back of the leg even more. Left hand can come to the lower back. Check that you have that nice shelf-like position. And then from there, you're going to maybe extend if your left shoulder allows it. Arm to the side. So this requires a lot of shoulder mobility, a lot of spine mobility, so don't worry if you don't have it. We're holding it here, push down through the feet. So your legs are your base, you want to push them out away so you can feel light through the upper body, shoulders away from ears for 3. Breathing deeply, 2, 1, and release, hand down. Plant your palms, come onto the ball of the right foot, float the left leg all the way up into a 3-legged dog. And then walk your hands toward the back of your mat. folding over your right leg. Again, standing splits on the right side. So really trying your best here to shift the weight forward and fold over the right leg. Try and get the forehead toward the shin. Hold it here for 5. Breathing into it for 4, 3, 2, 1, and look forward. Walk the hands forward, release downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale, roll forward, plank. Exhale, lower with control. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to jump through to seated. So you can lift your heels, bend your knees, take a hop or step to the front of your mat and just extend your legs forward. So we're going to come into a variation of a forward fold, a seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. I'd like you from here to bring your knees in towards you and bring your arms underneath your knees. You can reach for opposite elbow or opposite wrist with your opposite hand. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to try and slide or walk the legs forward. So for some of us, the knees will stay quite bent. I want you to try and get your belly onto your thigh. Keep your lower belly stuck or glued to the thigh. Chest is extending towards your feet. You can keep the feet flexed. And eventually you might end up straightening the legs completely, resting on with forearms behind the knees on the mat. And then from there, if you want, you can point the toes and lift the heels away from your mat. Holding it here. Draw the lower belly up and in. Chest is forward. Quads fully active. Don't worry if you're not anywhere near here, you come back to how we began the pose and work from where you are and be inspired by where you're going. Come from a place of compassion, from acceptance for 5, 4, 3, 2, tuck the chin, forehead to knee, 1, and release. We're going to come all the way back up. Well done. Okay, I'm just going to get you to bring the soles of your feet to the mat, hip width, hands behind you, just to contract into the glutes a little bit after all of that opening and lengthening. Fingers point forward, or if it's too much for the wrists, fingers point out. As I said, toes forward. We're going to lift up, make sure that your knees are over ankles, shoulders are over your wrist, your tailbone, and squeeze through inner thighs, squeeze through the glutes gently for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Well done. We're going to scooch the bum forward and roll down onto the back. Well done. From here, just opening your knees, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, reach up and grab the baby toe man side of the feet. Try to lengthen your tailbone down toward the mat, knees out wide, shoulders on the mat, chin towards the chest, back of the neck long. Breathing here. You can sway, you can do any movement that feels good, you can pulse into the knees or try to bring them out wider or whatever feels best for you. Just breathing into your inner thighs, your outer glutes, and trying to get the entire spine having intention of allowing it to glue to the mat. So middle back, upper back, lower back. Open into happy baby. Toes back toward the shins again. Tailbone still trying to ground toward the mat, so naturally it might begin to try to curl away from the mat. That's fine, but just have the intention of allowing it to soften down. Shoulders soft, jaw relaxed, breathing into your belly. And then slowly release the feet. From here, we're going to release into our final resting pose, our final Shavasana. So just bringing your legs maybe as wide as your mat. Your palms can be face down on your belly, or you can bring your arms by your side body, palms face up. So just noticing the sensation that comes in your body, your back body. Maybe you're feeling a lot in the glutes and the hamstrings like me. Instead of attaching yourself to any labels or thoughts that was really difficult, or I wasn't good at that, or she's much better, I'll never get there, whatever it is. Just try to let go of that and come back to where you are in this moment. We are still, our body is relaxed. There is little to no physical effort other than trying to be still, which can be difficult. And just observe. So imagine you are standing above your body, watching your body. Observe the stillness. Observe the maybe slight movement of your rib cage, expanding, belly lifting as you inhale. And that sinking feeling as you exhale. Notice the energy move through your body, the heart rate beating, the blood flowing. And notice this sensation that you may feel, this energy that you may be able to witness as a result of the effort you brought to your practice today. You can stay here for as long as you want. I encourage you to pause the video, maybe stay here for another 5 to 10 minutes. It can be a really nice place just to allow the benefits of your practice to be absorbed. And then when you're ready, we'll bring the right knee, or the knees in toward your chest. And we'll just roll over onto our right side body. Using your left hand, we're going to push all the way up to seated. So just finding a comfortable seat, crossing at your ankles, sitting your shoulders over your hips. If you are more comfortable on a block, sit on a block or on your shins. And just take a moment again to observe, to watch your breath, to thank yourself for coming to your mat. And I also am extremely grateful for you sharing your practice with me today. Bringing your hands to prayer at the heart, bowing your chin toward your chest. Connecting in with your breath, with yourself. And namaste. Thank you so much. I hope you're feeling okay in the hamstrings. It can be a really sensitive place to work on, so do be mindful throughout your day. Be kind to yourself. Drink lots of water. I am practicing on my B yoga mat. I am wearing all aloe yoga from the Sports Edit, which I will tag below for you to shop, because I love this outfit and super comfy. And yeah, I hope to see you next week for some more yoga flows.